Big events in our lives that fundamentally change who we are only big events if we allow them to be big events that fundamentally change who we are. If we overcompensate for events, our mind then has this belief that this event was life-changing. But would it be life-changing if you didn't change your life because of it? Would it be life-changing if you continued on the route of your purpose without being fazed about what has happened? Would it really be life-changing if you had already had a set daily routine, and whether the person left you or didn't leave you, you didn't change that routine? Would it be life-changing? For instance, if you have a breakup today and you already have your own life and your own routine, would your life really change if that person left? No, because you stick to the routine. So even if, yes, you are grieving, it's not going to take you 2 years to grieve. It's going to take you maybe 3, 4, 5 weeks, maybe a month. Yes, you will feel pain. Yes, it may be hard to forgive this person. But it was so much easier to forgive a person when you have your own daily routine. It is so much easier to forgive a person when your purpose is bigger than what this person does to you. That whether or not, the world is functioning the way you want it to function, people are functioning the way you want it to function, things are as they are or things are not as they are. As long as your purpose is the center of your life, then whether, whatever happens, people do the worst things to you, you're not gonna be fazed by it. And then this speaks to forgiveness. I remember there was someone who was my really, really close friend. And by the time our relationship was dissolving. And the person I would take a bullet for. The only reason I was able to forgive and move on was because even on the day that it ended, I continued with my routine. The day after it ended, I continued with my routine. Eventually, days went past, and I didn't even realize that this person, their presence was lacking in my life. Not because they were not valuable to me, but because at that moment and throughout the time, my purpose was my biggest priority. My purpose was my biggest priority. My God who's with me is bigger of a priority than everybody else. As my foundation, as long as I have God who never leaves me, right, I'm never going to be fazed by what other people do to me. Because I know that these people, they can do all sorts of things. But my priority is my purpose. My priority is my God. My priority is me, right? And regardless of how the world goes, I'm never going to overcompensate for that. Because you do not navigate what my equilibrium state looks like. I do. My relationship with God does. My belief in my purpose does. So if you teach your body that every time something bad happens, you must overcompensate for it by changing the way that your life is, then you're going to live a difficult life. Because every time something happens to you, which is all the time, you're going to change everything. And it shouldn't be that way naturally.